Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video on the JAF Championship Season 7.
Right, car's ready.
S-
Let's get it out
yeah,
there.
this is after Monaco, so it's around 5. Yeah, and we are at Kota in Texas, and not my best track. I mean, like I say this all the time, but it's really not one of my best tracks. Like the past few races is I think yeah, Monaco and now Kota has really been quite difficult for me to try and practice and get up the pace. Like, but even if I do get up the pace, it's like it's still a little bit off. So yeah, as we this race we only had 12 drivers. So the rule on JAF is that when there is less than 15 drivers on the grid, there will be short qualifying. So, yep, 18 minutes just trying to get the fastest lap possible. Yep, and as we reach the end of our warm-up lap, yeah, I'm gonna start going out a bit wide, trying to get a little bit of a better exit. And as we're going down the main pit straight, going up to 8th gear, downshifting all the way down to 3, trying to get rotation, miss the apex by quite a bit. A little bit of wheel spin at the exit there. And down to the S sections, I cannot, for the life of me, get down this last few corners on sector 2. And yeah, it's just so much understeer. I probably have to change something in my setup, but yeah, it's just super difficult even when I bring down the differential. So go down to the back straight here. Pretty decent rotation and exit out. Now as Maple Leaf goes, Tecro goes fastest at a 133.227. And there's a breakdown here into sector 3. A bunch of technical slow corners as well. So you actually do a purple sector 2. And this wide left-hander missed a little bit of the apex, but I sacrificed it for a better exit and down to the last long right-hand corner. A series of corners actually. That's fast left-hander. Could have carried a little bit more speed there. To break down to the last corner, miss the apex again. To try and get a pretty good exit out. As we actually do a fastest of a 133.017. It's actually about 2/10 faster than Tecro, which honestly not bad. But yeah, obviously in short qualifying, the track ramps up really fast, so it just kind of simulates the track evolution from Q1 to Q3. So right now, about 8 minutes on, it should be about Q2 level of grip on the track evolution right now. Let's get a little bit of a slightly better exit than our first run when we're up by 5 hundredths. Let's go through this S section again. Bit of understeer, it causes us to lose almost a 10th. Desperately try and make up for it. Oh, there's a little bit of a right through the curves. But we did go up by nearly 2/10 there, even with that slight oversteer moment. Which means that obviously, like, by the time which is maybe about 3 minutes when it's Q3 level of grip, we should be able to improve a lot more. So we cut the corner, a little bit of oversteer moment again. The back end really doesn't want to stick, but we do set another purple sector 2. So we hit this corner a little bit better compared to Q1. Our first run. Let's go to this long right-hander again. Quite a better exit than our first run. Better last corner, but we got oversteer, and yeah, I tried to correct it, caused me to invalidate. We would have been up maybe 2 tenths from there, but yeah, bit of mistakes from there. Still not as experienced, not a very good showcase of my experience. So as we do our final lap of this short qualifying, to go down the pit straight, as we get a pretty good exit of turn 1, but we actually hook our right tire over that curb, causing us to snap, and yeah, kind of just gave up. So we unfortunately had to only qualify. Our only qualifying time was our first run, which surprisingly enough was quite okay, considering the fact that we finished at P3. Although obviously I really do feel that we could have maybe fought for pole position, considering we lost maybe like 3-4 tenths in our second run, and who knows about the last run. So yeah, up to the race, as you can see here, we actually have rain near the end of the race, so for the second half of the race, and actually gets quite heavy on. So initially I planned to do a soft to medium because the grid got reset, but
okay, incredible parking there. Nice
yeah, I plan to go on mediums, try and reach that halfway mark. Tekro tries to do the same, but maybe on hards. I think he assumed that's gonna take a little bit longer to get to the rain, and Pandada actually he told during the interview later, but he said that he didn't see the rain happening, so he thought it was going to be a full dry race, and then softs, but lights out, and away we go, and we get a pretty decent exit, a pretty decent start. Let's try and go around the outside of Tekro here, try and get a bit of position of our better tires, but he pushes us, he defends quite well, pushes us a little wide, which causes us to lose out that possible track position against him, which honestly I hope to not get, but two cars crashed out during the S section, which caused a pretty big crash, and with a safety car without even reaching the end of sector 2. So, which honestly helps us quite a lot. We're able to save our tires, and yeah, now end of lap 3, safety car comes in, try and get a good exit out of the last corner, but Tekro has gotten the jump on us during the restart. As we take a turn 1 quite safe, as Hydrus from the back is trying to attack us quite well right now, but we are going to drop him during these S sections because obviously our tires are definitely a lot better than his. And right now, because of the safety car, we're actually able to save our tires quite a lot, as Tekro gets quite a bit of oversteer over there. Quite a big moment as we try and use that to catch up to him. As we go down to the back straight, get quite a good exit, trying to use my battery and using the slipstream to try and overtake him. As we are going on down to his left, but he hits me on the left. I don't know what he was doing there, but yeah, try and defend back by staying in the middle of the track. But we get quite a bad exit because of that, and Tekra tries to go in down the inside, then the outside, but this corner it turns back into the inside, and we use this to try and maintain our lead against him, which obviously he has been our title rival for quite a while, for P3. Yeah, but because of all that fighting, it caused us to lose against Panda, then who's on the softs, as he does a fastest lap of the race. You can see we almost 2 seconds. We lost 2 seconds because of that fight. And yeah, so for now we managed to keep it up in front of Tekro, but another safety car, which honestly helps us a lot. It allows us to save our tires, because actually it took quite a while for the rain to come. And yeah, I think also helped Panda a lot actually, because if not, if without the safety car, he would have.
Just over 10 minutes time. Rain in 10 minutes.
Yeah, so the rain is actually coming in 10 minutes. Yeah, but Panda was able to save his tires a lot, even though he was on the softs. So honestly, lucky for him, a bit lucky for me. So see, when I'm on 21% tires, he should be maybe about 35, 30 plus maybe. But reaching the end of the safety car, you can see the skies are really overcast now. You can I tell it's gonna rain? That's in the restart. The end of lap 9, going into lap 10. Trying to check on my tire temperatures. To try and use a battery a bit to defend from Tekro. He would have better tires than I do. I don't know when exactly the rain will come. It says it should come quite soon, but I wasn't willing to bank on the fact and let him by. Trying to keep my position, which... Now, at the end of lap 11, it actually starts raining, as you can see. And one thing you can see is that Hydris actually put on the soft tires in during one of the latest safety car, and because of that he's been cutting through the field, because obviously we're all on one medium hard tires trying to reach the rain to the inters period. But because he has fresh tires, yeah, so because he's on softs, it's super difficult on fresh softs. It's super difficult for me to try and defend. But you know, obviously I want to keep my position. But even though it's raining, it's a little bit slippery. But it's still, like as our engineer said, it's nowhere near inters time. It's actually, for me, it's quite a good factor to determine whether it's time to put on the inters. Is usually like how it looks on the track. The graphics settings I have on, it kind of makes it look shiny, like it was, because the rain is obviously reflecting back. The curves as well, actually, the curves, they do appear to hold a bit of water. As you can see, he just dives down the inside with his fresher tires, try to get better traction, but into the switchback, but he was in the way of us as they try and use the slipstream to try and overtake him, but he has DRS and I can't really do anything against that. They try and brake, but because of the water in the curbs, I almost went super wide. But as you can see, the track all of a sudden, you can see small little puddles forming and getting a little bit glossy, so which means it is definitely time to swap to the inters, and our engineer also gave us a strategy for that. And yeah, even down to this last corner, you can see how quickly it ramps up and how the rain. Yeah, usually this corner is full flat out, but obviously I have to lift off the throttle a little bit. But as we go to pit for the new inters, Hydris actually stays out, which honestly one of the biggest mistakes he's done. And yeah, I think I was trying to keep track position, but obviously, like, especially on the last sector, the rain just, the track just got super wet, and slicks are definitely not gonna hold up, even though he tries to keep track position. So yeah, we went in at the right time. Excuse me, Hydris has 20 seconds in front of the lead in front of us, but as you're gonna see by the end of the lap, yeah, this is the long right-hander near the end, and he actually dropped down to 13 seconds, which means he lost 7 whole seconds against us just by staying out on the softs, which honestly a big mistake from him. He really could have fought for the top 3 position, especially if he pitted at the same time as us. But yeah, the rain actually in the forecast just now, it was going to be getting heavier. And for now, Tekro is trying to fight us. Panda was just super quick in the wet, so honestly, my pace just wasn't really there for this track. You know, missing that one apex in the S section. And Tekro is right behind me by 1/10. 2 tenths now. He can't wait to get past me, but I'm trying to defend for my life as well here. To try and keep the position against him. So I use a bit of my battery. As we go down to the corner that starts off as a back straight. But yeah, there's no grip out there. I cannot turn my wheel. But he gets a much better exit than I do. I was contemplating using my battery to fight against him, but I decided better against that. I'm trying to save my battery for a different time. So I lifted quite a little bit earlier because I didn't know when he's gonna brake, but yeah, he kind of makes a mistake and brakes a little bit too hard, which causes me to have a very bad exit by hitting the back. I would have had a better exit, but yeah, just it didn't really help, causing both of us just making a few mistakes here and there, and yeah, which causes Panda then actually to have a 5-second lead in front of us now, which obviously not ideal. I mean, I'm not saying that we could have fought for the win, but you know, it was a possibility. Yep. As now we reached lap 20, the rain is actually getting really, really worse.
We're starting to reach the point where you're going to start aquaplaning with those tyres. We think you're alright for now, but it might not be long before we switch to the full wet.
Yeah, and actually for like the past 5 laps that I've been driving, it's been horrible. It was so tiring trying to keep the car within track limits, within the white lines, trying to keep the car on track itself, actually.
Okay, here's the gap that we're
Because
trailing the
this
car ahead
track
by.
is such a technical
1.9
track.
seconds.
You know, we need so much grip, but obviously in the rain it's non-existent. There's just sliding around everywhere. I couldn't feel anything a lot of the time when I was driving on my wheel. So it's just really just trying to feel the minute little
Confirmed, we'll
details.
receive you at the end of this lap.
And yeah, like now you can see big puddles forming on the track and on the side as well, which honestly is always a big sign that it's time for the full wets. So I decided to box now to go to the full wets. I think my inters are also quite worn out as well. Yeah, as you can see, there's no grip out
Right,
here.
we're no longer sure that these tyres are the right ones.
Yeah,
It
even
might be time to come in
the
and
engineer
change.
told us that it's time
Pitting
to
this lap then. Come into the pits at the end of
it's
this
time to
lap.
swap to the wets. Yeah, can barely take the long right hander without lifting just a little bit.
There's a new
As
strategy
you can see,
available
Tekro
on
actually
the MFD.
crashed into the pit entry lane, which I thought I was gonna crash into him, but luckily he was ghosted. So I was honestly surprised it wasn't a safety car, which if it was, honestly, it would have been quite phenomenal, because
Okay, let's go now. Come on.
Panda
Perfect
actually
job on the
decides
turn in there,
to
mate.
stay
Looks like a
out
nice stop time.
on
We're
the
happy with that
inters,
one.
which I'm not sure, it was quite a interesting thing. I think he made a mistake,
Okay,
is
stay
what he
clear
said.
of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty
Yeah.
for dangerous driving if you cross onto
He
the track.
thought that he could stay out on the inters, try and gain more time, but obviously the track this time it was really just it was horrendous conditions. It's just impossible to drive at this rate. Yeah, I'm just trying to take it slow, trying to warm up my tires just a little bit, because it's wet tires, it's really easy to warm up, especially with all these turns. But I knew that as soon as I swapped to the wets, it felt it instantly felt so much better. But the conditions were still not at its worst yet, which honestly shows how difficult this race was. Yeah, I can barely keep the back end straight. It's not planted at all, it's just yeah, it was really impossible for me to try and keep it on track. But yeah, because of Tekro's his crash just now, I was hoping he got wing damage, but he didn't. And I mean, good for him, not good for me. And he actually went back to about 3 seconds behind us, but because he started catching us really fast. I think maybe he had a setup more suited for the wets. We were just better in the wets. Like it just wasn't really. Yeah, I didn't really practice driving the wets in this condition for this race. But yeah, Panda actually goes in to pit for the wets as he realized that obviously the conditions are too bad to stay on inters. So we're hoping to be able to come up a little bit closer to him, but you know, he's still way in front of us. He's still 12 seconds in front. Oh, sorry, 7 seconds. Yeah, and he lost quite a bit of time there. I was hoping that we could actually catch up to him. Now he's down to 5.5, and still trying to warm up his tires. Right, but my tires are all warmed up. You know, starting to push a little bit as much as I can with the limited grip that's available, especially with all these turns. It's just impossible to drive, honestly, as he's actually losing a lot of time. He's down to 4.6 seconds, but Tekro as well, he's gaining on me quite fast for a few tenths a lap, and yeah, it's honestly been quite worrying. But the thing is, there's only 7 laps left in the race, and I'm hoping that
no need to worry about
it's
the tyre
possible
condition for now. Everything's looking good.
to try and keep him behind as much as I can. So main goal was to not make any mistakes, but somehow on the back straight, I think he got a much better exit than I did, and he gained 2 tenths just from that. So it's calculating that it's just he's gonna be able to catch up to me within like 3 laps maybe. Yeah, even through the S section, I cannot get the grip down. Like there's no grip, like no exit speed. So from there it's just down to 2.2 seconds now. Although we are still catching up to Panda then. Oh, sorry, I actually made a mistake. He actually pitted for the inters. Yeah, oh, he made a mistake when he was pitting. And the reason why we were catching up is because he was still on the inters. He boxed for inters on accident. He didn't set his thing right. So unfortunate for him, fortunate for us. And yeah, but Tekro was still behind me at 2.1 seconds. I almost spun out there. You know, like if this was real life, this should have been red flag conditions. It's genuinely horrible to drive in. Like just a slight mistake and you're in the grass or you're crashing. Like it's impossible to catch yourself even if you like oversteer. And yeah, you can see me shifting through those corners because I don't want to try and go in the low gear to get a better exit and risk losing traction. And yeah, it's just wheel spinning. I cannot get the rear planted down for me to get a better exit, but which allows Tekro to gain on me again on the back straight. Now it's down to 1.6 seconds, and it's just a ticking time bomb as I Tokyo drift through the start of Sector 3. Yep. And somehow Panda is actually keeping it pretty well on track. I mean, he's a great driver, but like he's still managing to keep the time in front of us at about 3 seconds. Now, just through Sector 2 itself, Tekro has actually gained about 5 tenths, I think now. Now it's down to 1.1, which honestly, I was like, I'm cooked. There's no way I can try and keep him behind. I was like, at most I can settle for third, but obviously I'm gonna try and keep him behind as much as I can. As
okay, keep
the
an eye on that gap ahead, please. 3.0 seconds. They're on a fresh set of inters. Their tyres are 2 laps old, and the time last lap was a 1 minute 52.5. Okay, so you're gaining by around 6 tenths a lap.
Yeah, so I think he has a better setup for the straights, but you know, for these technical sections, obviously the wets, which are the right tires, have definitely more grip than the inters do. So this is where I gain so much time. Now I'm down to 2.8 seconds in front, but Tekro is actually broken 1 second. He's within a second to me, and I get a bad exit there, wheel spinning. Trying to make sure I don't give him slipstream. No, it's a little bit far to give him slipstream, but I don't know how his straight line speed is so fast. As I break into the start of sector 2, now it's just a matter of who will be able to hold on into the track. And yeah, just can't seem to break into the corner. As Tekro's on my left now. We're down to this long right hand section. We're trying to go side by side, but obviously he knew better than to overtake me, trying to overtake me there. But not, oh, he was about to go down my inside, but I guess not. But this fighting has allowed Panda to sort of create a gap in front. And I get a pretty decent exit out of the last corner down to pit straight. I'm going to lap 25. Now we only have 4 laps left, and I'm hoping that I get these set of corners right. Try and keep him behind as much as I can. Use my battery on the back straight against him, and yeah, try and salvage P2 as much as I can. But I'm still gaining on Panda in front now. Is down to 2.5, 2.4. Maybe the win might have been in place, but I get a huge snap of oversteer, which allows Tekro to go around the outside and overtake me, which I'm surprised it wasn't an illegal overtake considering it's outside of the track. But yep, he also can't get the traction down, which caused me to hit the back of him, which actually gives him a better exit than I do. So yeah, I'm trying to use my battery to try and catch up to him. Try and use a bit of a slipstream as well. He tries to defend down the inside. Try and break a little bit earlier to get the switch back on him, but he himself also breaks again far too much, which obviously gives me a poorer exit. And honestly, well played from him. I'm lucky I didn't get any wing damage, but obviously, you know, it's a bit unfortunate because there's been at least 3 times where I feel I could have gotten him through like better traction, but yeah, it's just unfortunate, just racing, I guess. So now we reach the last few corners. Tekro gets another snappable oversteer. It's just very difficult to drive in these conditions. And through the last corner, I actually gained quite a lot of time to him. Start of lap 26, down the pit straight. Tekro has a huge moment and actually hit him in the back, which caused me to go super wide. Yeah, it's just his mistakes kind of caused me also to lose a lot of time against him. And yeah, now we're back to 1.3 seconds behind him. It's just not ideal. Yeah, I guess another snappable oversteer again through the final corners of the S's, and now I'm back 1.7 seconds behind him. It was around this time where I was like, I was quite tired from trying to fight the car from spinning the whole time as it was raining, so I kind of decided not to push as hard anymore, which honestly not the best mindset, but I was just extremely tired that day, and yeah, it didn't really help with such a difficult track and such difficult conditions to drive in. So at this point I'm pretty much just keeping up with him, maybe hoping that he gets like a 3-second penalty, like a track limits penalty, and
okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining.
That was pretty much my main goal against him. Yep, I almost lost the back end there again. Now it's 2 seconds behind, and it's just, yeah, to me I kind of knew it was game over at that point. So this whole race was pretty much just a fight between, I guess, me and Tekro. I guess the rest were just either they were fighting too much, or they just didn't have the pace in the wets as much as the top three did. So yeah, because like right behind me is Maple Leaf, who's 24 seconds, is a whole pit stop behind. I do think that they were fighting quite a bit. He was fighting someone quite a bit, but still, 24 seconds. It's quite a big gap. So yeah. And actually, Tekra also made a mistake. So now we're down to 1.1 seconds. So it's kind of woke me up a bit. I was like, maybe it's possible to get him, but there's 1.5 laps left now. So unless he really just locks up and just goes super wide, it's near impossible for me to catch up to him. And you can see the rear tires do not want to grip down to the asphalt. And yeah, I'm like deploying battery as much as I can. I think he might have lower wings. I'm not sure how he has such great straight line speed, but yeah, he makes a little bit of a mistake that again, down to 0.7. So now it really is going to be a fight on who can control the car a lot better in these conditions. I'll try and get a decent exit out down the 4th gear, short shifting the whole way through. Oh, but yeah. Yeah, I just can't control the car anymore. I think I was either too tired, lost my concentration, or yeah, you can see I'm just taking everything super clean now. I knew from that one mistake onwards, it was just over. So yeah, I can't even get a decent exit out. I'm lighting up the rear tires like crazy. And the only hope I had was for him to have a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Whereas we reach the final few corners of the race, you can see even he had a 3-second gap in front of me, and yeah, at this point I was just so done with the race. I just wanted to complete it, but I was happy that I managed to get my first podium of this league race, this league championship. And granted, of course, Skipper wasn't able to join this race, but I'll still take it. And yeah, super difficult race. I'm just happy I got it over and done with. And yeah, I didn't lose too many points against Tekro, so I guess that's good as well for the championship. And yeah, so that's all I guess. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.